First, audio input devices. Audio input devices have microphone is used to input a person's voice into the computer. Now, a sound card translates analog audio signals from microphone into digital code that the computer can store and process. Now, next sound card also translate back the digital sound into analog signals can be sent to the speaker. Now next is translating spoken words into text is also known as speech recognitions or voice recognition. Speech recognitions and voice recognitions. The audio input along with the software for voice recognitions from the speech recognition system or voice recognition system. Now this figure is sound card, audio card capacity. Sound card and audio card capacity. This is sound card and this is software for recording and editing sound. Now next is the computer can be operated using voice commands. The user can dictate the commands to the computer instead of typing them. Now the computer has to be trained to recognize the voice of user using the speech patterns and pronunciations of word. Now the system thus adapts to voice of user. Speech recognition systems are costly and difficult to develop. They are generally used by people who have difficulty in typing, people with disabilities, or by corporate word for dictation. An audio input can be recorded on an MP3 recorder and provided as an input to computer. Open source software like Audacity is used for recognizing and editing of audio files. Now, next is video input devices. Video input devices. Digital camera works like video camera but the captures the image. The digital camera digitize images, compress them and store them on a memory card like flash memory. Okay, the information from the digital camera can be brought into the computer and stored. The video files can be editing using software like VLC Media. Now next is computer vision is an area of computer science that deals with images. Now computer vision has an application in areas like robotics and industrial processing. Now next is optical input devices. Optical input devices. So optical input devices allow computers to use light as a source of input. As a source of input, scanner is an example of optical input device. Now other common optical input devices are magnetic ink character reader used for magnetic ink character recognitions, MICR. Now optical mark reader used for optical mark recognitions, OMR. Optical character reader for optical character recognitions, OCR, and barcode reader. OCR and barcode reader. Now next is scanner. Scanner is an input device that accepts paper document as an input. Paper document as an input. Scanner is used to input data directly into the computer from the source document without copying and typing the data. The input data to be scanned can be picture, a text or a mark on a paper. So it is an optical input device. It is an optical input device and uses light as a input source to convert an image to an electronic form. So that can be stored on the computer. Scanners accept source of documents, scans and documents and translates. Now, next is used to low volume of documents. Now, flatbed scanners. Flatbed scanners provide high quality scan, has a single pass. It is a box shaped machine similar to photocopy machine and has a glass top and lid that covers the glass. Now, the document to be scanned is placed on the glass top, which activities the light beam beneath the glass top and start the scans from left to right, and they are largely used to scan full page documents. Okay, now this figure is a flatbed scanner. This figure is a flatbed scanner. Now next is optical character recognitions. Optical character recognitions. OCR is a technique for the scanning of a printing page. So translating it and then using the OCR. Now software to recognize the image as ASI text that is editable. Now OCR uses optical character reader for recognitions. So, and the optical character reader store the scanned image as bitmap image, which is a grid of dots. Now, thus you cannot edit the text that has been scanned. So, to edit the scanned text, you need OCR software, and the OCR software translates the array of dots into the text that the computer can interpret as words and letters. Now, to recognize the words and letters of text, the OCR software compares the pattern on the scan image with the pattern stored inside the computer. The text files generated via OCR, text file generated via OCR, and it can be stored, in different formats. So next is magnetic ink character recognitions. Magnetic ink character recognitions means MICR. Means what? MICR. So MICR is used in banks to process large volume of check. It is used for recognitions and magnetic encoding numbers. Now, including numbers, so printed at the bottom of a check. The number, checks are magnified. So MICR uses magnetic ink character reader for character recognitions. When a check pass through magnetic ink character reader. So magnetic field causes the read head to recognize the characters or number of check. The readers are generally using band to process the check. The number in the bottom of check include the main number, branch number and check number. The regarding speed of MICR is used faster than OCR. Now this figure is Citibank check. It is a MICR encoding. It is a MICR coding. Okay. This is MICR encoded check. This figure is MICR encoded check. Now, OMR, next is optical mark recognitions. OMR is used to detect marks on a paper. The marks are recognized by their darkness. OMR uses an optical mark reader to read the marks. Now, the OMR reader scans that performs detects the mark that is positioned correctly on the paper and is darker than the surrounding paper. So, and passes these informations to the computer for processing by application software. For this, it is uses a beam of light that it reflected on the paper with marks to capture pressures and absence of marks. The optical mark reader detects the presence of mark measuring the reflect light. Measuring the reflect light. The pattern of marks is interpreted and stored in the computer. Stored in the computer. Now, barcode reader. What is mean by barcode reader? Barcode are adjacent vertical lines of different width that are machine readable. Okay, goods available at supermarkets, books, etc. And use barcode for identification. Barcodes are read using reflective light by barcode readers. Now, this information is input to the computer, which is interprets the code using the spacing, the thickness of bars. Handheld barcode readers are generally used in departmental stores to read the labels and the libraries to read labels on books. Shows a barcode printed at the back of a book. Now next is barcode readers are fast and accurate. They enable faster service to the customer and are also used to determine the items being sold. Number of each item sold or to retrieve the price of item. Now, these barcode readers are fasting and accurate. Fasting and accurate. Okay, and now they enable faster service to the customer and are also used to determine the items being sold, number of each item sold, or to retrieve the price of them. Okay, I hope you will understand it and thank you.